Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back with another video. I know it's been a while and I apologize, but today my video is about extended protective styling for growth retention. You haven't missed a lot. That's essentially what I've been doing for the last several months. The why is because after having a baby, I found that I did not have a lot of time to do my hair. So what I did was essentially braid my hair into these individual braids, and I left them in for about 6 months. Fast forward about 6 months, and this is my new growth. While I had these braids, I didn't do much to them. I occasionally applied water and sealed with an oil like castor oil or coconut oil. I washed my scalp when it was dirty. I occasionally redid the front braids if they looked really messy, but that was about it. What I think is more important is the process of taking your hair down. What I'm doing here is actually applying water and a thick oil like castor oil, something that creates a lot of slip so you don't end up ripping your hair out as you're taking the braids out. Also, along those lines, it's really important that you're really careful when you're separating the fake hair from your hair. Again, because the hair is pretty fragile after being in this protective style for such a long time, and you don't want to rip it out and lose all of the progress that you've made. My next tip is really about how to handle your matted roots. As you guys know, after you've kept braids in for a really long time, your roots have a lot of product buildup. This is actually not even the worst of mine, but you want to be really careful in kind of separating the matted hair at your roots from all of that product buildup, just so that you're not, again, damaging the hair. Here, I'm just using my fingers to gently separate kind of that buildup at the base of my hair, and then I'm moving down the length of my hair, again, removing shed hairs as I go along. In my opinion, I think it's really important that you don't save all of the detangling until the end when you've taken all of the hair out. So I actually go through and remove shed hairs from each braided section. And I think that just helps me down the road so I'm not dealing with a hair or a head full of, matted, tangled hair. So that's what I'm showing here. I'm removing shed hairs by just working them out with water and castor oil until they're all the way removed. And it's really important that you actually go over your hair quite a few times because there will be a lot of shed hair, and you want to make sure you get out as much as possible as you're taking each individual braid down. Even as I take down each individual braid, I don't ever leave it completely loose. I think that's just asking for more tangles. So I end up usually twisting each unbraided, section of hair just to maintain the detangled state and not risk kind of getting all of my hair tangled. I don't think you should take down your braids and just leave it all out. I think you should really section it off just to, again, limit tangles. And here I'm just showing a couple of braids that I did where I detangled the section and then I twisted it up. And I did that throughout my entire head. After a while, I did get tired of doing really clean twists, so I just kind of loosely twisted the hair and then put it out of the way just to move the process along faster. On the note of tangles, it's inevitable that you're going to get tangled hair, but you just have to have a game plan. One thing I noticed, especially now that I'm kind of fully natural, that was different from when I was not natural, is that I got these little knotted pieces along my braid, which are just like my hair that just knotted around itself and made it difficult to actually unravel the braid. So what I did is actually apply water and castor oil, and I went and tried to unravel each of those little tangles as much as I could. And the ones that I could not fully unravel, I just ended up clipping with a scissors. So just beware, your hair, if your hair is like mine, you might get these weird knots and tangles that are going to make it a little bit difficult to unravel the braid. You might consider twisting the braids as you go along just to have like an interim hairstyle, because this whole process takes a really long time. So essentially what I did is I twisted all of my hair as I unbraided it so that I kind of had a style to work with because it took me days and days to finish this. So this part might seem obvious, but just be prepared for a ton of shed hair. Just imagine that you have not, combed your hair or removed any shed hair or tangles for months and months. So you're gonna have a lot of hair that's gonna come out. And don't be afraid, like this is normal. For me, that's about half of the hair that came out. And then finally, this is the kind of final picture of me having all of the fake hair removed. I kind of half twisted some of my hair because I got lazy, and then I went back and fully twisted all of my hair, kind of in preparation for wash day and just also to have an interim style. So I ended up washing my hair in these twists, and it actually allowed me to go to work. And then finally, just be prepared for a ton of growth and length retention after keeping your hair in braids for so long. So this is me after 6 months, and as you can see, my hair is probably the longest that it's ever been, and this is just from keeping my hair in braids. So it really does work. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next video on postpartum shedding.